all know the old adage that April showers bring May flowers, and yeah, we all love flowers, but the important part is that it's May, and that means it's time for another Universal Orlando Park preview. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to tell you everything you need to know if you're headed to the parks in the month of May.
This is one of the first months since we started these monthly previews that there's not a seasonal event going on at the parks now that Mardi Gras is officially over, but there are still plenty of fun things going on at the Universal Orlando Resort. And May is traditionally a great time to visit the parks. If you're wondering about crowd levels, we actually have some good news. The majority of May is expected to be fairly slow. Now, we think it's important that you take this with a grain of salt.
Or a few.
Because even though the projections are saying that May should be moderate crowd levels, what we've noticed in the last probably 6 months is that the slower times at Universal are getting consistently busier. It's like the floor has been raised. There's always a certain level of people at Universal, regardless of what time of year that it is, and it feels like that base level is increasing. As we get towards the end of May, that's when we're really gonna see the crowds start to ramp up. As usual, the weekends are gonna be busier than the weekdays, but that last weekend, so the 28th through the 30th is Memorial Day weekend, which is when we're really gonna start to see the crowds increase. Holiday weekends are always busier than normal, but this holiday in particular is busier than most. It kind of marks like the beginning of summer break for schools kind of across the entire country, and that's when we start to see those summer crowds really set in. The park hours are kind of all over the place this month, but I'm gonna do my best to try to simplify it for you guys. Both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure are opening up at 9 a.m. for the majority of the month. The only exceptions are on the 6th, 13th, and 20th. So those are the first 3 Fridays this month. And the reason that the parks are opening early is because they're also closing early for an event.
The event is called Grad Venture, not to be mistaken for Grad Bash. It's basically the same thing except for middle schoolers. So what Universal does is it closes down the parks early and allows the middle schoolers in the area to come to the parks and have a night of fun. And to be honest, we are a little jealous because I don't think we got anything for getting out of middle school.
No.
My dad may have given me like a high five or something. And then I know if you were on the honor roll, you could go get like an ice cream cone for Dairy Queen. But I think that was it. And if it was left up to me, I think I would ride Hagrid's over an ice cream cone. But regardless, kudos to Universal for opening up the parks an hour early because it can be frustrating getting to the parks and not knowing that you're not gonna have as much time as you thought you were, but that is one of the reasons that we make these videos.
When I said that park hours were all over the place this month, what I actually meant is park close is all over the place, so here goes my attempt to simplify it. Both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure are open until 9 p.m. for over half the month, 61% to be exact, I did the math. And on all 4 Saturdays and the last Sunday of the month, both parks are open until 10 p.m. So that only leaves a handful of days where Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure close before 9 p.m. And there are some discrepancies between studios and Islands. For example, on Friday the 27th, Islands closes down at 10 p.m., whereas Studios is only open until 9. So we always recommend having the Universal app downloaded because it is the easiest way to check those park hours, and it's also the most accurate. Universal's website also has a schedule that tells you when all 3 parks open and close, but there have been a handful of times where the website and the app said something different, and every time that's happened, the app has actually been correct. Thankfully, Volcano Bay's hours are a little bit less complicated than the 2 theme parks.
It's that island life.
Volcano Bay opens to daytime guests at 10 a.m. for all but 2 days this month. So on the 28th and 29th, which is that very last weekend, Volcano Bay does open up at 9 a.m. instead. The water park also closes between 6 and 8 p.m. for all of May. You're gonna see those later hours on the weekends, and then as we get later into the month, so towards the end of May, there are even a few weekdays where you start to see those later hours as well. Volcano Bay also has early park admission that starts 30 minutes before the parks open to daytime guests. So for the majority of the month, that's gonna be at 9:30 in the morning, except for that last weekend where early park will start at 8:30. During early park admission, you'll have access to the Oh Yeah and Oh No drop slides, the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster, the Ko'okuri Body Plunge, the raft slides that I'm not going to attempt to say the name of, and then of course, the wave pool.
At the theme parks, early park admission will be at Islands of Adventure for the entire month. That begins at 8 a.m. except for the first 3 Fridays of the month, where it will be an hour earlier at 7 a.m. We've already talked about it. That's when Grad Venture is going to be happening at the parks. As far as what you have access to, you have access to some of the most popular attractions at the Universal Orlando Resort, such as Hagrid's, the Velocicoaster, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, and it's even a great time to go check out the Ollivanders Wine Shop.
Before we move on to our last few points, if you're enjoying this video, if you would, give it a thumbs up. It not only helps out this video, but it helps out our channel overall. Also, we would love to get some feedback from you guys on these monthly videos. So if there's something that we haven't been including that you would like for us to talk about at the parks, go ahead and leave us a comment about that down below. There are only 2 ride closures to note for this month, and that's Revenge of the Mummy in Universal Studios and the Carousel in Islands of Adventure. We've also heard some reports that Fievel's Playland, which is back in the Kid Zone area, has been shut down a little bit lately. There's no official notice of that from Universal or any type of timeline, so we don't think it's an extensive project and we don't expect it to be closed for long, but we did want you to be aware that in the beginning of May, it's possible that you find it barricaded. We also wanted to mention that Universal has been offering a promotional ticket deal for the last few months, and that's about to come to an end. The buy 3 days, get 2 free promo ticket expires on May 5th. This ticket is valid if you're visiting between now and December 15th, so if you are, it can save you a ton of money. It's also offered in either a 2-park or 3-park ticket, so make sure you check that out before it's too late. If you're a pass holder, you might also be interested in hearing about some extra pass holder appreciation benefits that are going on right now. There aren't any official details on Universal's website yet, but their Twitter page did state that starting on May 1st through the 26th, they're going to have a special pass holder entrance to Islands of Adventure that we can use from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. They also tweeted saying that some other pass holder benefits are going to drop on May 3rd, like resort rates, a new UOAP magnet, and exclusive dining locations, so you'll want to make sure that you're on the lookout for those as well.
With May being the month of Mother's Day, we did want to say thank you to all the mothers out there, and we hope that our mothers are watching because we have a special announcement for the channel, and that's that we saved 15% on our car insurance by switching to Geico. Not a sponsor, but with that, we are going to end today's video. Leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know who's your favorite mother that isn't your mom.
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching. Mine's Mother Teresa.